Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I'm going to tell you about a development that has taken place here in the UK. It's the launch of the Sikh Sacred Music graded exams. So the Sikh Sacred Music graded exams, which were launched around a month ago in September 2024 here in the UK. I'm going to use this presentation to just introduce you to these exams. So what you have there on the screen is a cover for one of the 9 books that are kind of published by the examining body, which is the Music Teachers Board. So first question everyone may be kind of thinking of is, well, what is the Sikh Sacred Music Exam? It is an Ofqual recognised, UCAS recognised, internationally recognised music exam. So it's a game changer, carries a real lot of weight, especially here in the UK. Kind of changes everything for us because Ofqual, which is the Office for Qualifications, that is a government body here in the UK, and Ofqual have recognised this exam, and UCAS, which is the University Central Admission System, they have also recognised this exam. I'll explain what that means in a few moments. The exam comprises of 8 grades plus a pre-grade. It tests Kirtan on Tanti Saj, that's bowed stringed. So the Saj that the exam recognises are Sarangi Saranda, Israj Tar Sanai, Dilraba and Taus. The exam does not recognise Kirtan on the harmonium, and we haven't yet put together the exam for Kirtan on a Rabab. The exam only recognises Nirdarat Rag, so they're rags from the Guru Granth Sahib. It's aimed at 18 to 17 year olds, but there is no kind of age limit. Anyone can obviously sit the exam, anyone can start kind of studying towards the exams. Why did we do this? Well, there were 3 objectives. We called them rigour, relevance and reverence. Relevance because we want these to be recognised by an independent body. I could quite easily have just launched my own exams and hand out my own certificates, and I can sign every single certificate and, I don't know, charge a fee of £35-40 for each exam, but that does not carry any kind of recognition here in the UK, and it does not carry any kind of international recognition. These exams are examined by an independent body. They're rubber stamped by an independent body, and the most important thing is the UK government through Ofqual recognises these exams, as does UCAS. Rigour. The reason why we wanted to introduce rigour is to give tutors some kind of structured, organised, cohesive pathway to organise their lesson plans and to teach students for a purpose. Now, I know the purpose is that students they do it for spiritual satisfaction, they do it for their own kind of, maybe it's a hobby, maybe there's the sense of self-fulfillment, but what ultimately the tutor's now aiming to do is help students pass the exams. And finally, reverence. Now what we're finding is that learners are valuing this. With the number of queries we've had has absolutely gone through the roof. The number of learners, not just in the UK but around the world. The queries we've had from Australia, from the USA, from Canada, has just been out of the roof. We literally have not been able to cope with the number of emails we've been getting from people, tutors and learners who want to start either teaching this or who want to start learning this. The most important thing, really, the driver for me right at the outset was kind of preserving our heritage, our Kirtan, for the future generations. I mean, every slide that we're presenting, pretty much every slide we're presenting in this presentation has a child in that slide, and that's who we are thinking about. So many of us have been learning Kirtan all our lives. We spent years and years learning, and yes, I love the fact that I got this kind of spiritual satisfaction out of it. I get that, but so many have learned they've not had anything to show later in life. Whereas there's other children learning in their class. They're learning the piano, they're learning the violin, and they're going through the examination system, and they're getting to the upper grades, and they're getting recognition. And that is what this slide here shows. So this award can offer up to 30 UCAS tariff points. Okay, that's what this is showing here, UCAS tariff points. So the way it works here in the UK is that when you apply to universities, you have to get the required grades. And if you get the required grades, then, and you've been made an offer, then you will get a place on the course. Some universities, not all, and I have to be very careful and very clear here, some universities will accept tariff points as well. Other universities, they might not accept tariff points, but they will look at all the extracurricular, and they will put a lot of emphasis on graded exams when they make their decisions. So one way or another, this is going to benefit students. So you've been learning Kirtan all your life, and you've now got to the point where you're applying to a university, and your friend who's been learning piano all their life is able to put on their application that they have got 30 UCAS points by virtue of doing grade 8 piano and scoring a distinction, whereas you are not able to say that. All you're able to say is that I have been learning Kirtan, been learning it for 12 years, 15 years, and that's about, and it's such a shame, but that's about all you're able to say. Well, that all changes now. And the thinking that we have here is that children will start learning around about the age of 7. Obviously, they can start learning at any age. And each year they'll sit an exam, and maybe by the time they're 14, 15, they will have got to grade 8. And what that does is it allows for slippage, because it gives you an extra 2 years to get to grade 8. You don't have to start learning at pre-grade. You can go straight into grade 3 if you want. You can go straight into grade 5 if you want. If your ustad, if your teacher thinks you are capable of passing that grade, then they can just say, look, go straight to grade 5. So there's no kind of prerequisites or kind of restrictions in the exam. So the next thing we want to cover is what will be on the exam. Okay, so what are the requirements at pre-grade and grade 1? Pre-grade book has been launched. Grade 1 book is going to be launched in around a week's time. So pre-grade, all the grades I should say, will have a technical exam. I'll explain that in a bit more detail in a moment, and then a recital. The technical exam is worth 25% of the mark, and the recital is worth 75% of the mark. The technical exam comprises a Tal test, and it'll obviously get harder and harder, but for example, da din din da da din din da da, and just being able to show that you can keep rhythm. A vocal test, which for pre-grade is just 1 sargam and 1 akar. As the grades kind of increase, it will get more and more difficult. Then there's a Saj Balta, or in pre-grade there are 5 Saj Balte, And as the grades increase, obviously they'll get more and more difficult. These are just very simple scales to begin with, and then as the exam progresses, those scales become more and more difficult. At pre-grade, don't forget here now, the child is 7 years old, 8 years old, possibly 9 years old, right? What we're expecting to do is that they will perform 3 pieces, 2 shans and 1 shabd. That's all we're asking at this level. When they get to grade 1, it gets a bit more difficult. There will be 2 lists of shabds, list A, list B, and they choose which list they want to do. They either choose list A or they choose list B, and then they present that in the exam. Let me just tell you a bit more about the exam. The way the exam works is absolutely brilliant. The way it works is that MTB have an app. You install the app, you register for the exam. You're given a bit of time, I can't remember how long it is, but you're given a bit of time, might be a month, to then submit the exam. You do this when you're ready. It's not like every June there are examinations and you have to sit them like there are at universities, for example. This is as soon as the child is ready, you, the Ustad, you say, okay, you're ready now, and you should, let's get you set up on the app and let's record your exam. They record it, so they kind of put their phone up, the phone records them, and when you are happy, because you can record it as many times as you want, you submit the exam. It could not be easier. It means that someone sitting in Canada can submit an exam, someone sitting in India can submit it. They don't have to go to a registration centre. And it's been working like this for MTB and now many other music examining bodies in the UK ever since COVID. They're all doing this now. There's so many of them that have moved to what is known as a proctored examination system. So the structure that I've given you there will change a little bit in subsequent grades, okay? Next, let's tell you about the recital. So what they have to recite is a shabd. Here's a bandish, and you can see here in the bandish, it's very clear. There is that arrows at the top indicate how the bowing is done. 1 2 1 2, and then when you're singing the shabd, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. You can see very clearly here. You can see the whole bandish. We've got sthai 1, sthai 2, antra 1, antra 2, and so on. And this is the other novelty that we have introduced. It's a structure for the bandish. Let me explain how this structure works. So what we have here is, let me zoom in a bit actually. So Thai 1 with the number 2 superscript means that this has to be played twice. Look to the far left, Thai 1 with a superscript. There's no box around this, which means this is a kali. We don't sing. The number 2 at the top means you have to bow 2 notes per bow. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Then let's move forward a bit to Thai 1 on the far left. I want you to look on the far left of the screen. You can see Thai 1 in a box with the number 4 on top. That means 4 notes per bow. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and the box means you have to sing this. This is a very novel structure, and what it has enabled us to do is the following. We have had a number of Kirtan Darbars in the UK. We've had students, our Guruji students, our Ustadji students, Ustad Sarjeet Singh from Southall. We've had all the Birmingham students. We're planning a Rag Darbar on the 30th of November. We think there'll be 50 students, 50 students doing Kirtan together. They'll all be given a bandish in this structure, and they will all know exactly how to sing this bandish. the structure, when to do the kali, when to sing, how many times to sing each segment. And so for when Jathe are playing together, this is brilliant. But I will also have to say, this is really important, that we don't want to stifle creativity. What I mean by that is, Ustads have said to us, but when our students sing, okay, vari khali, then vari vajode, kai vari do vari, kai vari ek vari, we don't want to dampen that level of creativity. And what we're saying is that is fine. When you're doing kirtan, tusi jidda marji karo kirtan, right? But for the exam, we have to have a standard. Every single student submitting the exam has to submit exactly the same standard. We can't have an exam where one student does the Kali 5 times and only sings Sthai 1 once, Sthai 2 once, and then goes straight into the Antara. And you've got another student sitting somewhere in North America who does the Kali once, sings Sthai 1 3 times, sings Sthai 2 4 times. We can't have that kind of, that level, that range of kind of differences. It has to be standard. There has to be a standard there. So this is something that's brand new, and what we're finding is that you and I, those of you who are watching this is new to you. I sometimes look at my daughter. She's 13 years old. She's sitting grade 4 piano. She's also sitting grade 4 vocal, and she's really desperately trying to get ready to sit grade 3 Sikh Sacred Music. She reads the piano sheet music like it's just a book. She just turns the pages, looks at the sheet music, and she can just sing it, play it and sing it. It's because they've been brought up like that. Right from the age of 6 years old, she's been reading sheet music. So our kids, they're going to look at this structure, and to them this will honestly become second nature. You can just give them a structure, give them a bandish, and they'll just be able to read it straight away. And that's exactly what we are finding. So some FAQs. These are the kind of questions we've been asked by ustads and tutors and learners around the world. Number one, is this a learning guide? Can I just read this book and learn? The answer is no. You have to learn from an ustad. The old Guru Shish Parampara doesn't change. Okay? We're not trying to kind of disrupt our traditions and our maryadas and ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਰੀਤਾਂ ਆ. That still stays. Okay? You have to go to an ustad to learn. When will I get to know about the remaining grades? Because I've just told you that book pre-grade is published, grade 1 will be published next week. We've got events going on from November all the way through to August where we're going to be launching each grade. And the thing to do is just go to sikhsacredmusic.org, and if you go there you will be able to see updates on the next exams. I'm a tutor. I do not want to be restricted to this syllabus. That's fine, that's not a problem. We always say to tutors, devote the first 20 minutes to this syllabus. The other 40 minutes, the other 40 minutes, just teach whatever you were planning to teach. We do not want to, again, disrupt your classes that much. But what this will do is it will help you prepare students. This is going to create a lot of work for tutors. We can assure you of that. Next question, who are we paying for the exam? Okay, you're not paying me. I don't see any of that money. You're not paying GSA. You're not paying the South Asian Music Committee. You are paying MTB. They are an independent body. It's them that you have to pay for the exam. We do not see any of the proceeds of that, which is a shame. Yes, we'd love to start maybe making some money out of it, but no, that's not how it works, okay? We are not making any money out of this. How does the exam run? Well, hopefully I've already explained it to you. There's an app. You install it. You sit the exam when you're ready. Record it as many times as you want. Rely on your ustad to tell you that you're ready. Jad ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਉਸਤਾਦ ਕਹਿਣਗੇ that you are ready for the exam, then sit the exam. who will examine this. So this is something I want everyone listening to this to please contact us, because we need examiners. We are helping MTB set up their list of examiners, okay? And the pay rate is actually very good. Honestly, it's a really good pay rate, okay? So if you want to become one of the examiners who looks through the videos and does the examination, please go to sikhsacredmusic.org. There's an email address there, which is info@sikhsacredmusic.org, and email us so that we have your name. If you are a tutor and you want to start teaching this, again, contact us. Tell us. Let us add you to our database and our network, so that any training courses we run, we can put you through the training, number one. Number two, we are getting inquiries from all over the world. So if you're based in Chandigarh and you're a tutor and we get inquiries from Chandigarh, we can then connect them to you to say we do have a tutor in Chandigarh, or we do have a tutor in Houston. Houston, Seattle and Baltimore, we're launching this exam very soon. So those areas are kind of already covered. We're also launching it in Australia and also in Canada. But we still need more tutors, right? So please contact us. What happens if I fail? If you fail as a student, then there's two things that can happen. Number one, you can proceed to the next grade if your ustad suggests that you should just proceed. It's not prerequisite. If you fail grade 3, you can just move to grade 4. This is how all the Western exams work, okay? Or your ustad might say, look, you rushed that exam, you weren't ready, and I'm going to suggest to you that you need to sit the exam. Can I go straight to grade 4? I've already said, yes, you can. When can I sit the exam? I've already explained that. You can sit it as soon as you're ready. Who developed this and why wasn't I invited? That's a really good question. Okay, so we have set up a curriculum committee, and we have a number of curriculum consultants. The curriculum committee meets at the University of Warwick, and our next meeting is in January. And we are paying for ustads to travel to the UK to join this event. It's going to be a 3-day event where we're going to develop grades 4, 5 and 6. We've developed pre-grade up to grade 3. Then we're going to develop 4, 5 and 6. Then sometime, maybe in April, we'll do grades 7 and 8. If you want to join our curriculum committee, info@sikhsacredmusic.org. We pay everyone on the curriculum committee, so we're not expecting them to do all this work for free, and we are paying for their flights as well. When I say we, who I mean is, at the moment it's GSA, the Gurmat Sangeet Academy in the UK, is paying for all this. We've got a number of very, very kind, generous people who are helping us. And so we're paying for all this work to be done. So I said to you earlier, we're not making any money out of this. We wish we could get more donations, but at the moment we're funding all the development. And this is my penultimate slide. We are developing a teacher training program, and we're also developing a double R exam. It's now been approved. Development started 1 week ago at the University of Warwick, and again we have formed a double R curriculum committee. It's a very good committee, some very good names on there. Happy to include more people. You just need to email us, and we're planning the launch of the double R exams in January 2025. Now, this is my last slide. I just want to say that once we launched this, I'll be honest with you, when we launched this, between us, we all thought, holi logon ko pata lagi jauga, and slowly they'll start finding out about these exams, and people will start making inquiries. That isn't what happened. We were absolutely engulfed inundated. The emails don't stop coming. The messages on our Instagram page don't stop. It's just so many people have become so excited about what we're doing around the world. The biggest, I suppose, the biggest bit of news was when the Akal Takht endorsed the work that we've done, and they put out an announcement. So that was absolutely phenomenal. It was absolutely brilliant. We honestly hadn't planned that. They just saw what we'd done, and they put the announcement out. And then we have been in newspapers around the UK. We've been on TV now 3 times, and we're going to be on TV again next week in the UK. We have been in some of the biggest newspapers in the UK. We have appeared in 31 newspapers in India. I say we. What I mean is that the Sikh Sacred Music Exam, our students, our ustads, they've all appeared kind of, all over the world. We've had one of our 18-year-old students, she did Kirtan live on BBC TV, right? BBC TV live, she did Kirtan on TV. And we're getting requests from news stations to actually appear all around the world. So honestly, with the Guru's Kirpa, we've been absolutely, very pleasantly surprised at how quickly this has taken off. So email address, there's the website at the bottom left, sikhsacredmusic.org. Email address is info@sikhsacredmusic.org. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you have found that very informative. Please think very carefully about joining us. This isn't my exam. It's not about me. We've got a team. It's a curriculum committee. We've got a whole army of volunteers. Only because they're helping, only because all the ustads are helping, is this becoming so successful. I can't do this on my own. I'm just here to kind of just nudge people, encourage people, to organize meetings. I'm honestly, I just sit in the back making the food. That's all I do here. I'm just trying to keep things together. But the people who are really doing all the work are the people on the ground, and we'd like you to be one of them. Thank you very much. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.